Hey guys, so I am constantly getting asked for a more detailed tutorial on how I do my installs. I'm constantly showing you guys my installations, but never in like a long form way, so I thought I'd finally do it today. Let's just jump right into it. As far as my bald cap, I don't do the bald cap method anymore. I don't know if you can tell, but my edges have suffered in the past, so I literally just put a cap on and I brush my edges back with some Got2b spray. That's literally all I do these days. I'm a firm believer that the bald cap method isn't really that necessary. So spotlight of the wig that we're doing today. This is a gorgeous pre-done everything wig from Asteria hair. I don't know if you guys can tell, but everything on this wig came done. You can't have a good install without a good wig. And for beginners, I highly recommend this wig because the lace is Skin Like HD. The lace is already plucked. The knots are already bleached. Everything is done for you. So it's going to make your install a way shorter process than it would normally be. So starting off, depending on whatever glue I use, I always make sure to prep my hairline with rubbing alcohol. This is just going to make your glue stay on longer. So I do that to remove any oil. While that dries, I like to hot comb the hairline of the wig before I size it up on my hair. It's kind of unnecessary for this wig because they already did it for me, but if I didn't have a wig this good, I would be doing that. And then I size it up on my head. This is a really important step that I wasn't doing when I first started doing installs, but I can't do my installs without it. Essentially, before I glue the wig down, I'm just putting it on my head to see how good it fits, where I'm gonna lay it, where I'm gonna apply the glue, just sort of analyzing everything. Again, because this wig is already prepared so nicely, it made this step genuinely 100,000% easier. And also, let's just take a moment to appreciate this hairline. I'm gonna give you guys an up close look. When I say everything was done for me, I genuinely mean that. If you needed another reason to go get this wig right now, this is it. Okay, so moving on, I do always take my tweezers and do some additional plucking on the wig if necessary. I had to do very little this time around, but I still make sure I do it just so that it matches up with my actual hairline. And then I take my scissors and I cut the lace into 3 sections. For those of you who don't know, this is just so that applying the glue and sticking the lace to the glue, it just makes that whole process easier. Yes, I know we're not supposed to be using this brand, but I still have a bottle and I'm finishing it off, and it is the only glue that actually keeps my wig down. I also use this spray glue too. Sometimes I use both. Sometimes I use one. It's a good combo if you haven't tried it. There's no specific way that I go about using glue. I do 3 layers, 3 thin layers, and I do little tiny dots around the perimeter of my hair, and that's pretty much it. I don't apply another layer until one layer is completely clear. And I'm so specific when I say you have to use thin layers, because this specific glue itself, I'm not sure about other brands, but this specific glue itself won't dry clear if you're applying thick layers at a time. So you have to do thin layers, wait till it's completely clear. And I let it air dry. I don't use a blow dryer. That's not really necessary. And I tried my hardest to not get the glue on my edges. Those are my notes as far as using glue. And again, you want to let it dry clear, especially with lace this HD. You don't want to see no white glue underneath the lace. So yeah, let your glue dry. So once everything's dry, then you can pull the lace down. I go section by section with the pieces that I cut. I start off with the first top section, and I don't know, I feel like this is pretty self-explanatory. I just place it down where I laid the glue. I try not to press it down too hard in case I need to lift it up. But once I have everything where it needs to be, I use a rat tail comb to press the hair into place. Again, I go section by section, and I do this pretty firmly so that the hair sticks. I also try to be pretty careful when I'm doing this because I want the hair to go in the direction that I want it to go in. I don't want the hairs to be all messy. I don't want the hairs to rip out. I'm just sort of going in one direction, if you can't tell. And yeah, when I'm done with that, I take scissors and cut off any excess lace around my ears so that my wig is comfortable. Don't take off too much hair. There's a specific way to do that, but I just kind of freehand it. As far as cutting the actual lace, use an eyebrow razor. Don't use scissors, guys. Use an eyebrow razor. It's way better. Yeah, I sort of feel where the lace is like naturally lifted up and it's not glued, and I just take the razor and use that to cut it off. I try my hardest to not cut any actual hair, and I just try to cut the actual lace so that I don't like have like a harsh hairline when I'm done. Sometimes I'm left with little pieces of lace that didn't get glued down. That's fine. I have a hack for that. Just keep cutting until you're done. And you want to be very gentle with this process too, because if you're too rough, you can, one, cut your own skin, and two, you can rip the lace. So be gentle, especially with these really sharp eyebrow razors. Be gentle and go slow. So this is what it looks like when it's done. As you can see, I have some pieces that didn't end up getting glued down. That's fine. My little hack for that, I just go in with a rat tail comb, the end of a rat tail comb, and more glue, and I just sort of lift it up and put a little piece of glue wherever the lace didn't end up sticking down. I feel like this is kind of self-explanatory, but before I did this, I would just spray it down with like Got2b spray, and it would eventually just end up lifting. This way it doesn't lift and everything stays how I want it to stay. So I recommend to do this. So now that we're done with that, I'm gonna go in and tint the lace. I'm just gonna go in with these two powders because this lace is HD. I don't need to use like a cream or foundation. If you had transparent lace, I would go in with like a cream or foundation, but this lace is already really good, so I'm just dusting it with a little bit of powder. It doesn't need anything else. And then to hot comb, I go in with a combination of Got2b spray and wax stick. I try to be really light-handed with the wax stick, especially with these curly wigs. I want it to look like it's growing out of my scalp, so I don't like it to be super pressed to my scalp. Again, super light-handed with my hot comb too. I'll eventually fluff all of this up with my comb, but before I melt the hair, I do hot comb it. When I'm going in with my melting spray, I'm using the tiniest amounts. I notice that I get the nastiest buildup with my wigs when I'm using too much spray or too much melting spray. As you can see, I'm literally using the little straw tube thingy and just putting the tiniest amount. The tiniest amount gets the job done. Like, you don't even need to spray it, if I'm going to be honest with you. So yeah, I use a little bit and I put my melting band on super tight. I don't wait an hour. I just do like 10 minutes. But while it is drying, I'm going to go ahead and style the hair. This is a water wave wig, so I'm just putting in a little bit of mousse. The wig literally already came styled. Like, guys, when I tell you this wig is so perfect because I didn't have to do much. I did not have to do anything. But yeah, I just added a little bit of mousse just to pass the time. This hair is so pretty, you guys. It's so fluffy and full and thick. Like, it's the perfect wig. And this is what the lace looks like once I take the melting band off. Literally perfect. I personally don't like this look when it's really like flat. So I like to take my rat tail comb and just sort of fluff out any of the hairs. This is like the last step pretty much. Like, when I say this is so easy, guys, I don't really have a crazy install routine. This is all it takes. Also, this wig is so perfect. I recommend getting a nice quality wig like this because it makes installing a wig easy and you get the best results. But yeah, guys, that's like actually it. Giving you guys a closer look at this lace and the results. It's literally perfect. I did go in and do edges kind of off camera because I'm not the best at edges. But yeah, I just threw a little edge on, and yeah, guys, that's it. Tell me if this helped you. Again, this unit is from Asteria Hair. They sent a whole bunch of gifts with this unit as well. And yeah, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.